Welcome into week 20 of the Hockey Report presented by Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Tony. Today we are talking about Troy Murray honoring a little bit of his legacy, the Blackhawks being in full tank mode, and Nazar and Burakovsky finally score some goals. Got a funny story about the Burakovsky one. I think it's worth sticking around for. So we'll jump right into it. RIP the GOAT. Troy Murray. The hockey world has been honoring Troy Murray the past couple of days. It's very sad. Obviously, we knew he was sick, and that was why he was stepping away. But it hurts when, at least for me, that was my childhood. It's a piece of my childhood. Someone that was in it. I never met him, of course, but it was someone that was in it that is now gone. I know older Blackhawks fans, of course. You grew up with them on TV and it just you can't tell the story of the Chicago Blackhawks, especially of the late 2000s into the 2010s without Troy Murray. So I'll leave it at, Joe Quenneville had his nice things to say. Obviously, Eddie Olczyk, all the guys, the players, everyone has said so many things about him. Did a great tribute tonight at the United Center. So we'll leave it there just because there's so much that can be said. And, I can't say enough about how much it does suck that Troy Murray is gone. So moving on from that, like he'd want us to talk about the Blackhawks. So that's what we're going to do. Unfortunately, but I think also fortunately, we are in tank mode. I think it's kind of where we all knew it was going these past couple months. We started off hot. Obviously, that was, I thought the Hawks were going to be pushing for a wild card at this point. The way that they started, was I way too optimistic? Yes, of course. But at this point, we no longer want to win games. There's no point. We're out of the playoffs. We're out of the wild card. We have no chance. What I do love to see is taking games like that Dallas Stars game, Blackhawks versus Dallas Stars. Took that game to overtime. That's a dang fine team, the Dallas Stars. Taking them to overtime, that means we can clearly do it. It's just we're not there yet. We just need a couple more guys. We're on our way for sure. We can stick with these teams, as the great Herb Brooks would say. We can skate with them, and we can. So that's good at least. But that loss to the Canucks was tough. That was a weird one. Again, it doesn't matter. We want to lose games at this point. We definitely want better draft pick. There's of course going to be. I know there's no moral victories, but there are some moral victories depending on who we knock off as the season goes along. Every once in a while, just for moral support. But at this point, we're going for the best draft pick. If you disagree, please let me know. Below. I would love to know. But I think right now we're draft pick hunting for sure. High draft pick hunting, lottery hunting. Last overall topic, Frank Nazar and Andre Burakovsky both scored. And, Saturday, Frank Nazar against the Canucks, and then Burakovsky against the Utah Mammoth. He hadn't scored in like 18 games or something. He had 1 assist and no goals on the first line. Little funny story about that. Lucas, who you may have seen on Instagram and TikTok doing some videos at points when I can't, he and I were texting about how Burakovsky, he hasn't scored. What the heck's going on? And as we're like hitting send on these texts, Burakovsky scored. So it just goes to show. I then responded with, "Wow, I can't believe Frank Nazar hasn't had a hat trick and won this game yet." Yeah, trying to speak it into existence. Didn't happen. But either way, glad for Burakovsky. He needed that. Frank Nazar as well. He had been. I actually did a video about or a topic about it in one of my videos where. Things were looking a little bleak on the Frankie Nazar front, but he got his goal. Again, the rest of the season, winning wise, doesn't matter. It's just about improvement. Everyone learning to play together, chemistry, and just going strong into the off season where we can build on it for next year. So if you want the number 1 pick in the draft, hit that like and hype button. That's for sure. And we'll move on to my last little thing, just general state of the Hawks. The new generation is here for the Blackhawks. Frank Saravelli mentioned on the pregame show that there's zero doubt in his mind that Connor Bedard is going to have the C on his chest come next season, and I completely agree. I mentioned that in a TikTok, YouTube, Instagram reel. It is the only move that the Blackhawks can probably make. Hey, if the team comes together, they're like, no, Vlasic is our captain. He's the guy. So be it. It's up to the players, of course. But I would think the guy that has fought for this team, fought for a lot of these young guys. He is not taking any crap from anyone. He has proven he can be a leader on this team. obviously he had a couple weird incidents at the end of last year where he was getting kicked out, ejected from games and stuff for stuff he was saying to the officials. We still don't really know what he was saying there, if that was a, hey, young guy, check your place kind of thing. But he seems to have reeled that in, dialed that back. I'm sure Nick Foligno was very helpful, that Jason Dickinson just showed him the right way to do it. And it seems like he's there. He's scoring. He picked up an assist. He's on the right track, and I think he's going to be the captain. You guys let me know if you disagree in the comments. So with that, please share, subscribe. We picked up another subscriber since our last video. Thank you to whoever it was that did that. We're 32 away from 200. And thank you for joining. And as always, Blackhawks fans, go Hawks.